I knew it would come back. Barbed Wire Blues. It goes. I the night time was falling, so it's less light. I can hear the sirens calling. I think you can work out. Especially if you live in a town or a city, you probably hear them quite a lot. They're sending out a warning that I try to understand. And then in that same song, this is Barbed Wire Blues by Wilko Johnson. As I turned the corner, that's the last time that I saw her. You're moving up and to the right. That's the right angle. That's the right angel. The last time that I saw her, she was staring at the sunset with a hammer in her hand. She's staring at the sunset, the sinking sun. It's referencing decalcifying the pineal gland. She's there, waiting for the instruction. She's the homemaker. She's inside you. If it's coming from the heart, the magic just unfolds inside. This is often talked about a year of disclosure, a year of revelations. I don't know if you're expecting to see aliens and UFOs in the sky or something, or some other equally bizarre CGI artificial creation, or if it's all within, then where would the disclosure be? Would it be a secret, a secretion of brain fluid, a secret known only to one, something that you can't see outside but just comes to you? Just a thought. Pretty amazing thoughts though, isn't it? Well, if not, use your imagination. Or, as my doctor would say, he's quite blunt. He's brutally blunt. He'll say, go F yourself. Because that's basically, if you don't take offence and you don't hear that in a negative way, it's actually the alchemical union. Go F yourself. Your conscious and your subconscious, your divine masculine and your divine feminine. When them two get together, what are you going to create? What sun will come from that, do you think? Of course, the divine masculine has got to be coming from a place of love and not tyrannical instructions demanding that the subconscious does this right here, right now. It doesn't work like that. It just unfolds in its own way. You just basically put out a virtual post-it note to the universe. You admit to yourself that I of myself can do nothing. And you create it with your imagination. Then you see it through. You don't doubt it, you don't go back to it, you don't worry about it. You've already created it. You just see it through to the end, and it just comes. We've gone off the song. It's Barbed Wire Blues. So the Barbed Wire Blues. How does that go again? See, I lost my flow on that again. I've got the Barbed Wire Blues and I'm better off to go now. I'm heading for the border and I ain't going to slow down. Yeah, I said that in the last video. But it's worth repeating anyway, because the system gives you repeats. Gives you repeat scripts, gives you repeat everything's. But ultimately, do they do any good, those repeats? Familiarity breeds contempt. Lower conscious wants safe, secure, doesn't want change. But look at nature, it's always changing. That's not the natural order. To not have continuous change, to have sea suns, We're just about to go into a beautiful one. Arise, spring. Well, not about to. We already have. But things take time. Things take time to germinate, to sort of push through out of the earth and rise up towards the light and bloom. Plants do that as well. Trees do that with blossom as well. But so what's a human do? We know what the rest of nature does, but how does a human bloom? You already know how to do it. You know the answer. I don't need to tell you, do I? If I need to tell you, there's something wrong, because you already know the answer. It's already inside you. If you can find it. How are you going to find it? You got to face yourself, face your shadow. I suggest you do Language Lessons of the Heart, Michael Harrell. You can find it on Julie's Simplicity Revealed channel. If you want another take, try Lana A. Labonte, or try her channel, or try Neville Goddard, try Dr. Joseph Murphy, listen to songs, watch televisions, do whatever you want. But if you're meant to see it, you'll see it. If you're drawn to watch something, go and watch it. But don't see it on that superficial level. Just go a little bit deeper in. And this world seems to be horrible. But again, seem has more than one meaning. And if you unravel the seam, the veil is sort of torn away, and you can see what's behind the veil, and see past the distortion of the external presentation that's on autopilot. But let me ask you this, how much do you remember of your life? Sounds like a silly question, does it not? But when you consider you've got roughly 16 hours with an 8-hour break, 16 hours with an 8-hour break every day. So let me ask you again, how much of your life do you remember? Or are you seeing little frames of it, but not the whole picture? Unless, of course, you can tell me, including those 8-hour bits as well, in chronological order. That would be a very long way of going around it when you can just appreciate what comes. That's really magical. Just allow the process and just follow your heart. Do the walk. And you haven't actually got to go anywhere, but in the physical realm you may want to go somewhere else. Well, make it so. Create it. You haven't got to do anything physical to create it. You create it with your imagination. That's not difficult. Believing in yourself, knowing who you are and what you're truly capable of, and the whole reason for this elaborate external show to try and convince you that you're not. That's all it is. So, if you can really know yourself, know thyself, and you feel it, breathe it, become it, it will happen for you. Because you create it. That you're aware that you're creating it. Which also makes you mindful of what you create as well. Because there has to be a balance with these things. So ask yourself, if you know that you can create, what is it that you are going to create? Is it the best possible thought? Is it the highest thought? Whatever you're creating, it's pretty sort of a wide open field of what you can create. But how it has an impact and how it affects, that's where the balance has to come in. And also what you allow into your reality. Something that doesn't serve your good doesn't mean bringing you offerings and bowing down before you, any of that shit. That's just a silly interpretation of what a god or a king is about. But how is a god or a king or a queen supposed to act? You tell me. What's your perception of what these things are? These characters, these archetypes? Where do you feel would be the best expression of showing that? That's the key to it. There's only one place that should really be coming from. And if I have to tell you what that is, well, there's no point in watching a channel like this, because if you don't get that bit, you've got to get to the heart of the matter. I can't say it any more plainly than that. Your earthing plane, your heart, the heart of the matter. It's deep within the centre of your very being. If it ain't, then that means more internal work to do. But it's a beautiful process. It's uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and it becomes second nature, like everything else in this reality. I'm keeping this video short, so I'm going to end here because it's just a follow-on. It was just they're all passing thoughts, and do it in a moment or they get lost. But it's funny how when the song's playing, you get in the flow, but when you come away from the song, it's not so easy to hold the lyrics again, because I try not to store anything up there. It's expansive and open, but with boundaries, because you have to have boundaries. You have to have rules and things with everything. But it's you that's doing the creating of the new world order when you are creating your world. You are the government of your world, or should be. Love to you all.